Okay, guys. So I was watching a couple YouTube videos earlier tonight, and a lot of them were from Charlie Kirk. I'm sure you know who that is. Um, but the question that gets thrown around a lot is whether or not the Bible is true because of how many authors it had and whether or not it's accurate and what historically supports it. So I do have a clip here from a video on YouTube that I want to share first. It's from a channel by Jaden Forrest, and it atheist asks Charlie why he thinks Christianity is true. So I'm going to play this little clip really quick, just the audio, and then I found some, or I have a couple of historical um, points that I found as well. So let's see here.
Charlie Kirk was at an event when he got approached by this atheist who pressed him on his faith in God. Now, Charlie Kirk responds with one of the best, most concise answers I've ever heard to the question about why Christianity is true. So I'm going to let that clip play out, and then I'm going to give my thoughts afterwards. Let's get into it.
Are you a Christian by any chance?
Very, very much so.
Like, why is that exactly?
Jesus saved my life. I'm a sinner, gave my life to Christ, most important decision I ever made.
So you believe the Bible is real?
Yes, I believe the Bible is true and real. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I could give you the technical answer. There's never been archaeological discovery that has contradicted the truth of the Bible. And then, of course, the wisdom. There is not a truth of the Bible that if you apply to your life does not improve dramatically. And then finally, we have the most accurate and transparent, historically robust account that one can have of the most important figure ever to live in the history of the world, Jesus of Nazareth. And the resurrection is the pinpoint of my belief that Jesus did rise from the grave so that we may live. If Genesis 1:1 and the resurrection is true, anything in the Bible is possible. You're looking at the greatest miracle. The greatest miracle is creation. And then the fact that Jesus rose from the dead. I say, how do you know that Jesus rose from the dead? Well, show me another historical piece of a story where so many people willingly died a brutal death for a lie. Every single person around him had everything to lose, and yet they went to the absolute death, from Paul to Peter to the half-brother of James, saying that Jesus is Lord, Jesus rose from the dead. Not to mention, if you were going to fake a story, you would not use female witnesses in the ancient world. In the scriptures, it said that the women were the first one to see Jesus Christ. If you're trying to fake a story, you would never do that. Not to mention the 500 people that saw Jesus after he rose from the dead, and then the later church that lived under persecution, under the belief that Jesus...
I love this answer. There's just so...
So, and something else that I don't hear, I haven't heard at all really, is why is the Bible the only one that gets questioned? So, when I did a simple Google search, the Quran has it says several scribes, including, I'm going to butcher these names, so sorry. Zaid, Thabit, and Ubay. So there's 3 out of several that were mentioned, and then the Book of Mormon, and not to discredit these because I don't know much about them, but this is just to compare. And the Book of Mormon has multiple as well. Again, I'm probably going to butcher these, but Nephi, and he's the first author who left Jerusalem with his family around 600 BC that I found out. And then Jacob, his younger brother, Enos, Jacob's son, who it was passed down from, and then Mormon, a prophet historian who compiled and, it said, abridged the records, so that means they were altered and shortened. And then Moroni, that was Mormon's son, who completed the record, so he added to it, and then he buried the originals, or it says the plates, after his father's death. So the argument that the Bible is questionable, not true, because of many different authors, why does this not get questioned? That's a question that I've never heard answered. So, something to think about. Again, why doesn't that question ever get thrown around? What are your thoughts? And something I forgot to mention, some of the authors that the Bible mentions, of course, Joshua, Ruth, Ezra, Esther, and of course, we all know Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So, again, multiple authors. It was all put into one. Let's deal. Same thing.